Hi, you guys. I was supposed to be uploading a video yesterday. It was Friday, but I didn't. I missed it. I'm sorry. So, one thing I said I was contemplating filming was my reaction to Miley Cyrus's Wrecking Ball video. Whoa, 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 whoa. Before you start hating, before you freak out at me, let me preface this video like this. A, I do have an apology for some of you, and B, take this video with an open mind and an open heart. Something I really want to discuss is judging somebody over assumptions, because I feel like that's a really big difference between the two, and I really want to help you guys to see my point of view. And you guys probably won't agree. There's a lot of you who won't agree, but there's some of you who may. And as much as there's been controversy with Miley and everything else, I hope you guys know that I am a very fair person. Like I've said before, I've been judged my whole life. I've gone through some things that, have really opened my eyes and really helped me to learn how to see somebody else's point of view before I really make a judgment, before I attack them, whatever. Because I have an earphone in because I have the video pulled up. And so, yeah. So just know that I'm going to be as honest as possible, and I'm going to be so very fair. And remember to keep in mind judgments versus assumptions. And first and foremost, I feel really bad. Here's my apology. I do feel really bad. When the VMAs came on, I don't have cable. I really don't watch TV very much. I watch YouTube, duh. But when the VMAs come on, I was at my parents' house, and I was like, oh, I should watch them. And I got on my Twitter feed, and I was like, I don't even need to watch them, because everybody on my Twitter feed basically was like, Miley Cyrus, saying all these terrible things. And so I think before I even saw anything, I was reading all the things about how terrible her performance was, how inappropriate, how immodest, whatever else people had to say. And so I think that had gotten into my brain. And then when I finally did see her performance that night, I was just like, wow. And I tweeted something out right off of my emotions, which this is the only thing I will apologize for. I did tweet out hashtag Cyrus, more like virus, and I feel like that was very extreme and very wrong of me, because I have never hung out with Miley Cyrus. Believe it or not, I have not. I have never spent 2 minutes with the girl. I do not know how she is. I do not know what's in her heart or what choices she makes at the end of the day. The thing with being a superstar, a celebrity in the public eye, etc., you are going to be putting out something of, whether it's your career or something you're trying to channel on the inside from your producers, whatever, you're putting that out for the world to watch and view and have opinions on, and everybody will have an opinion. So with that being said, you have to take it with either a grain of salt and put it out there and own it and love it, or put it out there, judge it, and people may hate it or love it. Even with YouTube, it's the same thing. It's hard for me on YouTube because I get enough hate as it is. So my heart is with Miley more than anything. So when I tweeted that, I kind of took a step back after I got some, other side points of view of, Carly, out of everybody, you're the one that's always saying don't judge people. And I was like, you're so right. You're so right. I don't know Miley, and I shouldn't have said that. Did I feel like her performance was inappropriate? Yes, and I will stand by that. Do I feel like Robin Thicke is inappropriate in what he promotes, how he objectifies women and promotes, somebody brought to my attention, well, Carly, what about Robin? He's the one that's a married man that had all these naked women in his music video on YouTube, which I was so blown away by. Like, why hasn't it been flagged? But the whole thing to me was just very, I guess, eye-opening to what is being the norm more and more, and what's being allowed. And so before I watch this music video, I just wanted to preface that I am sorry that I did say that. I should not have said Cyrus over virus. Do I stand by her performance and think that she did a good performance? No, I don't. I don't think that it was great quality content. I don't think that she needed to do that to make an awesome, her and Robin Thicke did an interview, and they said, we're going to be making history. Madonna's done it. Britney Spears has done it. But my thing to say to you, Miley, is if you are as talented as you stand by, and if you have the backing behind you, the producers, the money, your dad, whoever, you should be able to create something so amazing, so awesome that it doesn't have to emulate or be in that line or that shadow of Britney and Madonna. You can do your own thing, and you are leading a lot of women, and I think that you have a lot of power behind you and that you can choose how you want to influence people, and I don't think that that performance was the best way. I don't think wearing that awful nude outfit, your body is rocking, first off, but I do not think that it was flattering. I do not think that it was very empowering as a woman. And I believe in being sexy. I believe in, you know, showing a little skin when you've worked really hard for your body. I believe that that's okay. And, you know, I don't always follow the social norms of a mother, or, you know, I get compared a lot to my family, to my sister-in-laws, Colette and Kaylee, or, you know, to the beliefs I follow. But I think at the end of the day, you have to follow you. You have to do what resonates well with you and being true to who you are. And my biggest, you know, complaint is like, well, Mommy Tard wouldn't wear that, or would Shay like it if you did that? And at the end of the day, if that's what you guys have to say, at least I'm staying true to who I am and what I do. And I feel like if that's what Miley wants to do, that is, you know, good for you for staying true to yourself. But do I think that I agree with it? No. And do I think that there's better ways that she could capture an audience? Yes. So anyways, okay, so I have not seen the music video. I said, Carly, download the song first before you even watch the music video. Just listen to the music, listen to the lyrics, see what you think before you even watch the music video. Because, you know, I've seen some things on Vine and I've heard some things. And so I was like, you know, I'm going to download the song for myself. And I am not going to lie, I really relate to that song, and it's probably going to make me cry. I think that she is a brilliant artist, and that song was very capturing. The lyrics hit right home. I think she has a broken heart. That poor girl, she's basically saying, I went into this relationship full on like a wrecking ball. I just went in and hit it hard, and I gave it my everything, and you took away everything that I needed. And, you know, I came in like a wrecking ball. I came in to take over it all. And, you know, I don't have the lyrics memorized. I have just been listening to it today, but I really relate with her. I feel like, you know, everybody's been in a relationship where you've given somebody your everything, your 100% all, and it still wasn't enough for them. I just got out of a relationship where I thought we were going to get married. I loved him, and I showed him every part of my world I probably could have. You know, and I'm human, I make mistakes, but at the end, he still kind of was like, you know what, I was just telling you what you needed to hear. I can't do this. I can't be where you want to be right now. And as much as I have to respect his space and what he wants, it broke my heart because I put myself out there more than I ever have since I was married, and to know that it wasn't accepted was so hard for me. And the thing that's hard about being in a relationship is you have to respect somebody else's point of view and where they're at in life, and you cannot hold that against him. And I don't. I love him for who he really truly is and who he truly wants to be, and I have to respect that. And so hearing the song from her, I totally get it, girlfriend, and I know where you're coming from. So anyways, with that being said, we're starting the music video. I think she's beautiful. Her makeup's beautiful. She's a pretty girl, for sure. You guys will have to start the music video where I started it so you can hear it. I don't want to get flagged, though, for copyrights. I love how she said, don't say that I just walked away, I'll always want you. Meaning she put everything into it, but she'll always love him. Because maybe if it is about Liam, maybe it was her first love. I don't know what she was doing with that hammer right there, but I mean, look at her body. It is pretty rockin'. She's feeling lost, I feel like. Sometimes. Miley. Oh, and now she has no clothes on. Okay. My earpiece keeps falling out, sorry. That's not necessary. Nope, nope, neither's that. Nope. She's really, like, butt naked. See, okay, that outfit, fine, whatever. That outfit's fine, whatever. That, not okay. You don't need to get naked, girl. Keep that for yourself. Wow. Okay, so I haven't watched the rest of the video, but I think I get the message. You're sexy, Miley. You're beautiful. You're very empowering, and you have a story. Tell it, but you don't need to be naked to do it. I don't agree with that. I do think that, I mean, I don't know. My viewpoint is so different than my family's, and, you know, kind of, I just think at the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself, and you have to be able to feel like you are resonating with your own heart, and you're staying true to who you are. And I feel like, you know, with the media, and I mean, I've even seen it a little bit with YouTube and brand deals and, you know, whatever else. Sometimes things are pushed on you and you're asked to be produced in a certain way that maybe you might not always necessarily agree with, but something that I respect about a lot of other artists like Carrie Underwood or Taylor Swift. I feel like they are true to who they are, but they maintain a respectable atmosphere, and you have to decide for yourself what you respect and what you don't. Here's where the tricky part comes. It is bad to assume that Miley Cyrus is a whore and that she does drugs or that she sleeps around or that she is a bad person because she did a music video with no clothes on. It is bad to assume that. Assuming that just is saying, I know this for a fact, I know she's that, because none of us really know unless we hang out with her. Judging this music video and saying, this is not a type of content I want to watch for myself. I don't agree with it. I don't want my kids I don't want my kids to watch it. I don't want my son, my daughter, whoever to watch it because I don't feel like that's appropriate. There's a difference in that, and that's where people, I think, always use the terminology and throw it around. Well, don't judge me. Well, we have to judge. In life, everything we do is a choice. Are you going to eat the cheeseburger? Are you going to eat the celery? Are you going to wear the shortest shorts possible? Are you going to wear kind of short shorts? Are you going to go to this concert that has explicit material in the lyrics and there's going to be alcohol and drugs there? Or are you going to go to a country concert where it's a little wild, but, you know, we have to make judgments and choices for our lives, for ourselves. That's just being human. That's totally normal, and we have to know the difference with making assumptions about somebody and really judging a situation or choice for ourselves. And given that line between the two is very fine and it's easy to cross. Like I said, I crossed it when I said Cyrus hashtag more like virus, and I shouldn't have said that. But do I agree with some teenage hipster girl on stage fingering herself with a foam finger and humping it and licking it? No, I think that judging for myself, I would not do that. I would not want my daughter to do that. I would not want my nieces to watch that. And am I okay with Miley doing that? No. Should I assume that she's a virus? No, and that was wrong for me, and I can take that on. So anyways, you guys, when we go through life, we have to make choices. We have to make judgments, and that is perfectly normal. I'm asking and encouraging you to open your heart and to kind of realize where we draw the line with standards and morals and what we're going to stand for at the end of the day. It's not always easy to make the right choices. It's not always easy to follow our hearts and our intuition because we're always going to be judged whether it's good or bad. We're always going to have somebody there telling us we're wrong, we're not okay, we're in the wrong. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate for this video. I'm trying to keep my heart open and look at Miley and think, you know what, it sounds like she's had her heart broken, and I don't know why I'm getting so upset, but I feel like anybody who's had their heart broken, it is like a wrecking ball. It's the worst pain in the whole world, and I would not wish it on anybody. But I do feel like she is very talented. She has an amazing voice. I love that song. Do I think she could have not maybe have been so sexual with the sledgehammer and ridden on the sledgehammer or the wrecking ball naked? Yeah, you didn't need to do that, sweetheart. You did not. You can wear a sexy outfit, but you don't need to show it. Put it all out there. So those are my 2 cents on the video. You know, bless, you know, her heart, Britney Spears, everybody who's been in the limelight of it all. I think it's a lot of pressure, you know. You have a lot of pressure on you, and you have to find your own audience and demographic and where you fit in, and it becomes very competitive. You know, there's things that sell, and sometimes the things that sell aren't always the best things. I would just encourage us to really look in our hearts and to really ask ourselves, what is it that you stand for? Who is it that you want to be at the end of the day? And what do you want to be remembered by? When people think of your name and you, what are the words that come to your mind? And I can promise you this, in the end, good will always win over evil. I'm not saying Miley Cyrus is evil. I'm not saying what she represents is evil. I'm just saying, think about your choices on a day-to-day basis. Think about how you would want your kids to act and what you would want them to choose to be around. And if you don't ever want to have kids, think about your nieces or your nephews or a little brother or sister. And I think that there has to be a line drawn. We can't just keep lowering our standards and what we accept in our lives, because pretty soon anything will go. So I love you guys. Happy Saturday. I'm sorry for this 15-minute rant. Miley Cyrus, call me girlfriend. Let's go have some lunch. I would hug you and let you cry to me about your heart being broken. And anybody who's gone through that, it's the most awful pain in the entire world. Work out because it makes you feel better. Rings on rings. I got all my rings today at American Eagle. And my nails are, you guys always ask about my nails. They're shellac. And it's called Good Night. The studio I go to in Pocatello, Studio 145, holla, they custom make their own colors. So I don't know if you can get this color anywhere. But anyways, it's like a purpley blackish brown kind of fall. So I love you. Think about your choices. Think about assumptions over judgments. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you think I'm way off my rocker, or what are your thoughts? I'd love to know. Okay, love you, bye.